Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Welcome to the Dr. Dex podcast. Today it's me and DJ Studio Man in DJ Studio Man Studio. And I am here with Mr. Mason. Okay, I'm going to butcher your last name. Is it Kuipers?
I like that. It's Kuipers.
Say again?
Kuipers.
Kuipers.
It's Dutch. Nice and Dutch.
That's where I was going, man.
Yeah.
So Dutch. So yeah, man. We were at the Netherlands a while back.
Oh, really?
Saw those windmills and whatnot. You know, I was over at the Inlight factory, and
nice. Yeah.
So I was at your homeland, man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And we have our own windmills here too, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever told me that in Michigan. So Mason, are you the owner of Lakeshore Customs?
Yeah. Me and my brother Clayton own Lakeshore Customs together.
Okay.
Yep.
So owners of Lakeshore Customs, and where are you located?
We're in Western and Northern Michigan, but based in Holland, Michigan, which is, Holland.
How ironic is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, the irony is killing me today. Speaking of, we got a whole inch of snow, maybe an inch and a half, but it's so wet. Like, it is soaking wet snow, compacts into ice, like with just a light grip of your fingers, right?
Totally.
But I was trying to I'm backing into this kind of steep driveway every day, and I couldn't get my 550 up the hill. It would not back into the driveway today. And so I drive around and I park back up on the top side of this house and wait for the team to show up. And I'm looking at these guys, and they couldn't believe it because they both left home in the rain, and it was just dumping.
Oh, I'm sure.
These wet flakes. We just decided we're not doing it. But where you come from, if you get an inch and a half of snow, you're like,
we're blessed. Yeah.
It's like, minimal. Oh, it's warm out. It's warm out, man. It's manageable.
Absolutely.
And we were just talking before the podcast started, but what's your cutoff? And you said it's site specific, but like, what's your guys like? Hey, boss, man, we got 6 inches, man.
Yeah.
We can't shovel this off the deck fast enough. Like, what do you guys think?
Totally. Yeah. And so when I say site specific, I feel like traveling in a lot of cases is the hardest part. But once you get to the site, for example, we did a couple apartment complex stairways this winter where actually we were in these covered indoor stairways with some of our stair building experience we have. And so actually guys were able to turn on some, big torch heaters and really blow heat through the chamber, I guess. And, we were able to stay warm quite a bit through even, some heavier snow conditions. But we actually do a ton of work on Lake Michigan. And so in that western and northern coast, honestly, we might even get an inch and a half of snow, but some of these, high prevailing winds that are coming off the lake can just be tremendous, like today, actually. So we don't have any snow today, but there's 50, 60 mile an hour winds out on the lake, and that can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, that could be dangerous for you guys too.
Totally.
Like, just blowing them around too much, gusts of winds. And you're working second story or something like that. That can be ugly.
Absolutely. Even for communication back and forth. Yeah, absolutely.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. All right. So why don't you just start with a little introduction of you and your company? Excuse me. You and your company.
Yeah.
And then we're going to probably hit the rewind button a little bit and go back in your history and learn a little bit more about you and your brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Well, yeah, I'll take it away here quick. Kind of I don't mean for it to be too long-winded, but very unique.
Please do.
Very unique story about Lakeshore Customs and who we are. I guess we'll start at, it's a fall of 2019. Fall of 2019 was actually, I was a senior at Hope College, which is a local college here in Holland, Michigan. I was a senior in business and communications double major. And during that time, it was the start of the high water on Lake Michigan. For most people maybe listening that don't know much about the Great Lakes are actually on a fluctuating water cycle from high to low every 20 to 25 years. And so with that being the case, during that time, the water was at its high point, but at 2019, it was also at its record high that it's ever been before in the history of time. So during that, me and my brother Clayton, he's 2 years younger than me, we had a family friend who bought a house on Lake Michigan during the high water and got it for a really good deal because the house was practically going to fall into the lake. over here in the western and part of the northern coast of Lake Michigan, we are facing west and northwest. And so with the way, predominant wind direction is, sand bluffs are built up over time. And so we have these very large sand bluffs on Lake Michigan, pretty much from the Chicago area up to the Upper Peninsula. And so because of that, once there's a high water episode, erosion starts to happen at the toe of the bluff, and the angle of the bluff starts to kind of creep its way this way. And any sort of residential properties are, vulnerable to falling into the lake. And so
Bummer.
Obviously market values plummeted. People who wanted to buy property on the lakeshore, jumped in at that time. And so he reached out to me and Clayton and asked us pretty much more, from a, hey, I need an extra hand to fill these really large geotextile sandbags to actually, they're 15-foot circumference sandbags by 50-foot long. They use a lot of coastlines across the world for dewatering. And we, installed those at the toe of his bluff to help save the bottom of the bluff from creeping back any further and, causing the house to fall into the lake. And so basically did that for him, saved the property, and then had multiple other neighbors, obviously in the same state of emergency, that needed the same thing. And so we started helping other neighbors, and, kind of bleeding into, I'd say, early 2020, we had started to do quite a bit of work helping people. And that person we helped reached out to me and my brother. And then at that point was, saying, hey, he was, a business owner here in Grand Rapids in Western Michigan, a little too much on his plate, and asked us if we wanted to buy the equipment and start our own business. And so we started Lakeshore Customs. Felt like that was a huge answer to prayer, especially as I was graduating from college, didn't know really exactly what I wanted to do. And it also was actually the start of COVID. So very, very weird times, just didn't really know what that looked like. And so kind of took it and ran with it. It was me, Clayton, and a couple friends. And we started doing miles and miles and miles of sandbags, saving properties on Lake Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was kind of the kickstart of Lakeshore Customs. And I don't know if you want me to jump into how we've evolved from that yet, or if you want me to pause for a second.
Let's hit the brakes for a sec. Because I want to know a little bit more about you and your brother growing up. Were you born and raised Michigan, or?
Yeah, so born and raised in Western Michigan in the Holland area. And so we grew up elementary school, middle school, and high school all in this area. And so, yes, definitely very born and raised and locals to the Holland area.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 28.
28. Young bucks, I say.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of cool. I started my business when I was 21.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So I didn't have as much competition, but I also didn't have internet or cell phones when I started my business.
Right.
So no YouTube or none of that stuff. But interesting. Okay, so because I always like to develop a timeline of my guests and with age, and then with like what year it was when you blah blah blah.
Yep.
So you're like grade school usually, I mean, unless you have something interesting or special about that, go ahead and lay it on us. And I always try to get this timeline as well. So how is your school system structured? Was it like kindergarten through 6? Or was it kindergarten through 5? Or how did that work out?
Yeah. So I actually grew up, me and my brother, Clayton, we both went to a small private school locally that was, class size of 20, 25. Did that through 8th grade, and then we both actually went to a bigger public school here in actually Zeeland, Michigan, which is just a small city off of Holland.
Okay. So when you went and that was middle school when you went 8th grade?
Yes, exactly.
All right. And what size, how many grades were in middle school?
Middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Okay. All right. So, it's funny how that, it always like, interests me how different areas of the country set up their school systems differently. We even had a few guests from overseas, and it's even different there than it is here. But
interesting.
So it's like K through 5, and then 5, and then 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
So you basically went in on top.
Right. Right.
Okay, which is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get bullied as much when you come in on the top of the grade scale.
Yeah, exactly.
So you spent 1 year. So basically, you were privately schooled, and then you spent 1 year in public at the 8th grade level.
Yeah. Well, so actually, so Clayton did. He actually, I guess maybe I said that wrong. So Actually, the private school we went to growing up was actually K through 8th.
Got it.
And so that was K
Okay.
through 8th. It was small enough to where it was, one building for K through
Mm-hmm.
8th.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I even think at one point that private school had 8th grade in the high school because of
Okay.
school sizes. But then the
Mm-hmm.
public school we went to did K through 5, and then 6th, 7th, 8th, and then high school, all separate.
Okay. So did you go straight into high school then?
Straight into high school. Yeah. So straight from that to high school.
So you went from your private school into high school, 9th grade.
Yes.
Freshman. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm clear on that now.
Yes.
So how old were you? So you're probably like 15, 14,
Yeah.
15 years old?
15. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your brother's 2 years younger, so he's still in private school when you go to public.
Yes.
So did you make here's one. Did you make it easy on him when you were a junior in high school and he comes in as a freshman? Did you like kind of protect him a little bit when he came in?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. Now that's being a cool brother.
Totally.
My brother kind of did the same thing, but we were 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Oh, okay.
And our 9th grade was junior high.
Oh, interesting.
So, but it was actually a little bit more brutal. Like back then, bullies were like a thing.
Totally.
Back in the mid 80s, like they wanted you to crawl off the school bus and do all kinds of stupid stuff, and
Yeah.
but my brother was like, hey man, you guys mess with him, you're messing with me.
Totally.
And I was bigger than him even in 10th grade, but everybody respected my brother
Right.
in high school, so nobody messed with me.
Right. Works out good.
between my size and my reputation, I was like, oh man, this is great. At least I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
But a lot of kids did, man, and I kind of feel for them.
Totally.
But anyway, so okay, that's pretty cool that you like took your brother under your wing a little bit.
And we've always been pretty close. We've been very close, especially as business owners together too. We've kind of always kind of complemented each other and have a really close relationship.
So high school, was there sports or academics or anything in particular that you were into?
Yeah, we both were really heavy into baseball.
Okay.
Yep. So we kind of did the whole year-round baseball, a lot of summer traveling, different sorts of teams on. We both had the dream of playing college baseball. We both did. I didn't stick with it, and he ended up as he was going through school, he ended up dropping out when we started the business. So he was playing college baseball at that time.
Probably not a bad move, to be honest.
Yeah.
In hindsight, right? We'll
Absolutely.
get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Okay, so baseball, so that's a cool sport to but you're doing that year round, huh? So is the weather in Michigan, I would assume, like what do you do in the wintertime?
A lot of indoor training, which was fun. So I mean, we had actually a sports complex directly across the street from our high school. That was a whole indoor baseball field. So we were able to go there pretty much every day after school and we'd be playing baseball together.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
So, okay, so what was your position?
Yeah, we were both middle infield and we both pitched a little bit. I pitched a little bit more than Clayton did, but we both were middle infield. So kind of we're able to kind of play together too, especially when you're turning a double play or something like that.
So if you're a pitcher and you're trying to protect your arm, but then the coach is like, hey, go play left field, and you're chucking balls, do you have to be careful like how you do that to make sure that you're not like injuring yourself for pitching?
Totally. Yeah. Like I would say the right pre and post game and practice regimen of, really training those muscle groups and making sure they're working together well was always top of mind.
Yeah, it's interesting because you know what? Those are things I never think about until I get into a conversation like this. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. How does that work?
A lot of thought goes into that.
Kind of, right? Because you could totally screw yourself up and then you can't pitch and you can't throw. So now you're just sitting on the bench.
You're toast. You get your one thing that's working for you. And that's actually kind of funny. Our dad, he actually, his whole career has been in physical therapy. So it was cool. A lot of sports medicine, sports training. He actually was sports medicine with the Olympics and some professional.
Oh, wow.
It was kind of cool. And actually did a lot of training in the Netherlands, which is kind of funny too. So,
wow. Yeah, right on.
Absolutely.
So it's like, Dad, I got a bum shoulder today. Hey, oh yeah, son, come on down. He'll fix you up. Dad. Is he retired now, or does he still do that?
Still doing it, and he does a lot of like home care. He does home care, and then also in an actual place where he works, doing post recovery from surgeries for a lot of patients, and gets to have some pretty cool interactions with people, which is
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's cool that that's available to you guys as well. having that for your dad. It's like having a built-in massage therapy, chiropractor, whatever.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
No, he's
That's
taught
cool.
us a lot of life lessons about taking care of people and serving people well, which is a very
Wow.
core of who we are.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. The reason you're on here, and I'm gonna kind of skip ahead for a second, is I was at the International Builder Show, and Kiki and I were just bending up some sculptures, some fun stuff, just goofing off, and we started just setting them out and like putting them around the booth because they were kind of cool looking and people were really interested. I go, hey man, if anybody wants one of these, let's just do a small donation to St. Jude, and they can have it. They can take it home or whatever, And you guys came in, all of you. You guys rolled deep into this booth, right? And you all knew me. You all knew who I was, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. But I didn't know you guys, and so when we started talking, we had a really great conversation, and I was trying to engage with all 6 of you at the same time, which is a little bit. I got a little ADHD in me, so it was cool.
Sure.
But and then we started talking about the sculptures, and I'm like, yeah, man, if you want to just a small donation, like $100, $200, whatever, would be great for St. Jude, because that's one of our favorite charities, right? And you stepped up. And you just said, yeah, we'll do that. And I go, well, pick one out. They're all available. Pick one out you want. And so you guys picked out this, and I saw it on your stories today, man.
Yeah, we got in the booth.
It's at the home show.
Yeah.
So I'm getting some mileage out of that.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
that is so cool. So Mason, they picked this like curly Q spirally thing, and I sign it and put a sticker on it, and then he said, yeah, I'll take care of the donation. I'm like, great. And that was that. I was like, I trust this guy. I know he's going to do the right thing. I'm not tripping. So later on, I'm doing a video to kind of cap off because you guys were there for a minute in the booth. Yeah. And then I put you on the spot, and I was introducing all your guys, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, by the way, do you mind sharing how much you donated, to St. Jude? And he goes, yeah, we donated $1,000, and I almost fell over. Because I thought that was at your age, especially, and with the success that you have with your company, that was just a really generous thing to do, and I was so grateful for you to do that. And it left a very large impression on me that you guys are doing the right thing at the right time, and you got a lot of positive energy in you and your brother and your team. Yeah. And I really just was like, I was kind of blown away. I was like, man, we need more people like this in the world, And I was like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? And you're like, yeah. And I said, all of you would be great, but that's going to be a tough one. But we are going to do that.
Yeah, we have to.
It would be awesome. It'd be kind of chaos, but I'm kind of looking forward to it.
It's good. Same here.
But for today, it was good to get a baseline going with you.
Totally.
Because I've already learned stuff. And I know I'm supposed to let him talk, so I'm doing my best, Cal. But it's good to inject a little bit sometimes when you want to give a backstory to something. So with that being said, okay, we're going back to high school.
Yeah.
And then we'll worry about it. So then you're baseballing. You get to your senior year of school. You're still doing this year round. So you end up going. You said you ended up going to college.
Yep.
Where did you go to college?
Yeah, I started out going to play baseball at a smaller private school in Grand Rapids called Cornerstone University.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there for the baseball side of things. And then after I would say I was kind of in between Cornerstone and Hope College here in Holland. And after about a semester, kind of knew it wasn't the fit I was looking for, especially on the business side of things I was going after. And so made that transition over to Hope College. And then from there was potentially looking at moving forward. The baseball team wasn't there wasn't a lot of alignment. And so at that point we decided not to move forward with that, and didn't really move forward with the team there. And so ended up kind of diving deeper into relationships through school there, and kind of focusing on what I was doing in schooling.
And which was what?
Yeah, business and communications was the 2 majors I had done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And was that a 4-year college?
4-year. Yep.
So did you graduate?
Yeah, graduated. So actually, right when we were starting Lakeshore Customs, kind of that 2020 mark, that was my senior year. And so right when COVID started, we went all remote and online.
Ugh.
And so it kind of was a blessing in disguise because obviously I was able to be on the beach all day long filling sandbags,
Okay.
starting the business, but was able to still wrap up school, which was unfortunate because we didn't get to walk and kind of was a weird end
Yeah.
to school. But
And you're 21, 22 years old at this point?
yeah, so I would have just been 22.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And younger brother at that point is he still in college or
Yep.
did he?
So
Okay.
he would have been a sophomore at Cornerstone. So he ended up going to Cornerstone as well, and he was a sophomore there.
Okay. So explain the process. So you're working for this company, Lakeshore Customs, or is it a different company?
Yeah, so it was the family friend started a small LLC to obviously run the work he was doing at the time for himself, and then also for some of those neighboring properties. But once spring of 2020 started, and he then sold us the equipment, and we started Lakeshore Customs. I think that was April of 2020.
Okay, when you say equipment, what are you purchasing?
Yeah, so there was we actually would use small Honda trash pumps with all different types of 3-inch hoses connected to PVC pipes, where we can slurry technique the sand from the beach above a certain level and fill these sandbags with a water sand slurry mixture, and the water would escape from the bags, and the bags would fill up with the sand and make them into that revetment, protecting the bluff.
Interesting. So is there a lot of permitting involved in that?
It depends on how you're doing it and where you're doing it. But there is a governing body called Eagle that oversees a lot of that. And so but minimal for that type of solution. When you're doing like a steel rip, sheet pile wall or a rock revetment, there's a lot more permitting that goes into it.
Yeah, a lot more equipment, I bet too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're driving anything into a lake bed, man.
Totally.
But it kind of reminds me of. I haven't seen this process, but it kind of reminds me of like Dubai, where they're just making islands out
100%.
of sand.
The same thing. Exactly.
And they're doing really cool patterns. Have you ever done any patterns in a bed wall just for the heck of it, or to be artistic or anything like that? Or
it was cool that we were able to do some of that, obviously matching the contour of the environments we were building in, but having the ability to we had to do a lot of stacking to build that revetment to help build
Gotcha.
force into the hillside to hold it at the base. So nothing crazy, but it kind of naturally did it its own way with some of the areas we had to fill with.
I just think it'd be kind of interesting if you made like a mini palm tree like they did in Dubai. It's like, whoa, you can see it from space.
With the island.
Yeah.
We'd probably get
then
if we did it in the wall.
Yeah, then the county would come out and you'd definitely be taking that apart. Yeah. Come on, man, we're just trying to make sure it doesn't ever fail.
Right.
And we wanted to have a place to beach the boats,
Exactly.
So when we come, but that's okay. So how long? Okay, so and then you decided. Now, when you bought the equipment, was your brother involved at that point?
Yep. So we started Lakeshore Customs then, and then purchased Lakeshore Customs purchased the equipment. Started at that point.
Okay, and so when you started Lakeshore Customs, it was strictly a sand abatement or like. Okay.
Yeah. So we were strictly saving homes on Lake Michigan during that high water time.
That's pretty cool, though. Like what a mission statement.
Totally.
Did you guys have something like that? Like, we save your home?
I think it was early enough to where like we told people it and all knew it, because it was a team of pretty much me, Clayton, and a couple friends that are actually still in business today. But at that time, I think we all knew it and we preached it to the people we were partnering with as far as homeowners go. But I don't think we didn't have it in writing or anything at that time, how early it was.
So it's like 2020, you're 22 years old, you start this new company. And how long are you? How many? Do you guys do this seasonally, or is it year round, or what?
So,
it can't be year round.
Yeah, so it was.
You're in Michigan.
Yeah, it was year round, and
It was year round.
Yeah, so it was that first 2019 into 2020 was probably our last brutal winter we had compared to the one we just had, and we had waders, and we were in environments wet, but like. It was hard. So it felt like kind of the beaches of Normandy in a way, for how like those gloomy mornings. And honestly, like I remember the fall of 2020, some of these properties were in such a dire need that we would work through the night. And so some of these environments we had to put ourselves in to do this for these people were insane.
You guys into punishment then?
Yeah. So it was, I think what was cool is we had the right team with the right mindset that built the core values and foundational principles of our company today around problem solving, being a team player, and being determined. That I would, there's no other way to do it than what we did to build the team we built.
You probably had people in tears that thought they're going to lose their home, and you're out there at 2 a.m, like pumping. And are the neighbors cool with this? Like, you're making all kinds of noise with these pumps and stuff, but like, hey man, we're trying to keep this house from falling in the water here. You put some earplugs in.
Yeah, it was definitely site dependent. There's definitely some of those scenarios, but some of the areas were so desolate out on the lakeshore.
Oh, okay.
Some neighbors were so far away they couldn't even hear it.
Couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
And are those gasoline motors or diesel or what?
Yeah, gasoline. Yep.
So how often are you filling those things up with gas? Like how?
Pretty regularly. It was you're filling them constantly to keep them moving, which was.
So who's in? Is there one guy that's just in charge of fuel and like bringing?
Well, so you'd kind of have like one guy staging in the pit that was doing the slurry technique, and then we'd have another guy managing the hose that was in the port on the bag, filling the bag, and so it was it was kind of fun because it would create this almost like high tense environment of like. A lot of times if the bag was going to clog and basically the sandbag would dry up because it's water dewatering technique, so it's water slurry, maybe 50% sand, 50% water, and so if it started to dry up, that meant a clog was starting, and so that guy up top would have to pull the hose really quickly out of the bag, otherwise it'd clog all the way through the whole system, and then we're out taking hoses off and getting sand out of hoses, which wasn't fun.
No. Awful.
It took a team to do it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so how long did you do that for?
We kind of did it full steam for about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. And then from there, when we started to, evolve as a business into who we are today, that's when we started to shift into some other things that I can jump into at some point whenever you think it's ready.
Yep, let's go. Yeah, I want to know, like, so you're 2 years in and then things started evolving. So how did they evolve?
Yeah, absolutely. So we almost started, it's kind of funny, someone from our team always says this, but we almost started working from the beach to then the house over the course of our company growing. And so we actually obviously started protecting homes during that time. And then we really moved into this phase of restoring. And so after, having great mentors in the line of work we were in around us and learning from environmental consultants and engineers and people we were really partnering with on this journey, we started to see a need then for rebuilding what was lost. And so if you were to fly a drone on Lake Michigan and go all the way up down the coast, it looked like a hurricane went through. And so debris, rebuilding the bluff back to the stable angle that it needs to be at, revegetating what was lost with native dune grass that was then obviously wiped out, and then building custom stair accesses for people to get back down to their beach again became the next phase we moved into.
Okay. Cool. So beach access.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of stair stringers.
A lot of stair stringers. We might.
I can imagine.
We might have the best team of cutting stair stringers in the world.
Dude, can you imagine? Have you gotten your hands on any of that 2x12 OC yet?
Oh my gosh, yeah. We're on our third. I think it's our third OC project right now. And man, you can take a sledgehammer those.
Yep.
And you can't break them at all, which is amazing.
This guy Casey Engel.
Mm-hmm.
With Owens Corning. When I say OC, for the listeners or viewers that don't know, is called Owens Corning. Now, Owens Corning is the Pink Panther of insulation. So when you go into Home Depot and you look at Pink or Lowe's or any other home center for that matter, and you look at Owens Corning, they're known for that pink fiberglass insulation that you see us bend deck boards with all the time.
Yeah.
So that company decided, we're going to get into the structural lumber market, but we're going to do it with a composite. We're going to use our fiberglass technology, and we're going to sheathe a piece of composite cord lumber. And I got my hands on some of that. That deck we won that bunch of awards on recently.
Oh, yeah.
We cut all of ours. They sent me some. I said, hey, man, I can't share this on my page because I'm a TimberTech Elite whatever. And they're like, yeah, cool. We just want you to use it. I'm like, okay, send it. So they did. I was like, awesome. So I made all my stair stringers out of it. And my thought is this, and then you tell me what you think.
Yeah.
My thought is, after using it, I mean, it's heavy, it's cumbersome, it's hard to lift, wah,
Yeah.
but all in all, after all that, I looked at this stuff and I'm like, this is not game changing. This product is industry changing.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion.
Totally.
Take it or leave it. But they made a product, and this is recent. These 2x12s have only been out for not a year yet.
Right.
At least not to me.
Yeah.
And so but it changes the way you frame a staircase.
Absolutely.
Now there's steel and there's aluminum and all these other things that are coming out as well, which is great. But in the interim, when you're used to cutting out a stair stringer out of wood, now you have an option to do it out of OC.
Absolutely.
And how is that changing your business at all, or if it is?
Absolutely. I mean, from a functionality standpoint and longevity for the clients, recommendations that we're putting, into, our business is built around the highest quality in our client experience and obviously product that we're performing. And so the ability to have that match that level in what we're offering is unbeatable. And so I would say the ability to give someone that level of warranty and commitment to the material itself within also the decking material, advanced PV, Timber Tech, we use that as well too. And so, giving them that level of comfort that the frame that they're using is supporting the actual lifespan of the material that's decking it has been amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure you guys tear stuff out all the time. Like, oh man, look at this. Oh, this. Every time you take a stair tread off a stair stringer, they crack.
Totally.
Like, you're building a 50-year staircase.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're charging accordingly. I don't want to talk about pricing. We're going to wait for the bonus episode for that.
Okay.
But I would love to get some ideas about pricing, how you price things for our listeners. We only have 10 subscribers, so it's not like you're giving out all this information to hundreds. So if you are interested in hearing from Mason about how they do that kind of thing, you got to go subscribe to our Patreon channel. How many people are we up to, son? Ooh, we got one more. We got 11.
I better subscribe after this. I don't think I am.
Well, that would be cool, but you don't have to. It's $5 a month. If you can't swing it, I get it.
Oh, that's minimal.
I know, right? It's silly. It's silly. It just helps with a little bit with our operational costs of the podcast and stuff like that.
Totally. Smart.
But anyway, so, okay. Yeah, I know I got a little bit off topic, but I guess we're kind of getting there anyways, because now you're, okay, so by the time you're 24, now you're building, okay, well, give me the timeline. You're 22, 23, and now you're starting to build stairs and landings and things like that. And are you adding railings to this stuff too?
Yep. So all custom railings. And at this point, I would say we were doing it, we were building a lot of it with treated material, but also we've partnered with a company that actually was innovated and founded here in West Michigan called Easy Beach Steps. And it's an aluminum stair system that has an adjustable rise and run feature with a PVC tread material. And so it's a super lightweight 150 pounds for a 10-step section. And so on these Lake Michigan bluffs, we're actually able to install it. And in the future, when that high water happens again, like it will, we can actually remove the whole system and reinstall it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I'll have to send you a link to it. Yeah,
man. What are those pretty spendy?
You know what? A lot of the cost lives in the material, which is really nice. And so we've built an amazing team that specializes in just installing those products. And so they're so fast and so efficient that we've actually outpriced our level of wood offerings for stairs on the Lakeshore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what kind of a rail system goes on those kind of stairs?
Yeah. So for those stairs, there's a small 1.5 wire brushed aluminum
grabbable handrail.
Yeah. So then it kind of goes up, and then there's a bracketry that's made, and then it runs tubular up the top as well too. And it's literally just something to grab onto because we're building them so close to grade.
Sure, because you could totally just fall off and roll down the hill or whatever.
Right.
Okay. Well, but is there really a rule? Like, it's not like a second story deck or something that you have to have every 4 inches has to be covered.
You'd think. And so
you would think
with our territory we're in, from pretty much Chicago to the Upper Peninsula, we work in 40 some different municipalities.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
I actually have done a lot of work with the CEO of our local home builders association, and actually the state of Michigan. The CEO, his name's Bob Filka, and he's actually actually started a lawsuit against us right now, where we're actually trying to get better clarification around 2021 Michigan building code, because a lot of building inspectors, it's too vague, and unless they have a specific zoning ordinance, they want to try to force Michigan building code on these stairways when sometimes they're 200-300 feet long, and some of the add-ons that are needed can get really expensive or unnecessary, especially since it's not even attached to a dwelling.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're not exactly. You're not attached to a dwelling. Yeah, how does that change the rule? But boy, we could get really deep on this. I don't think I want to go down that rabbit hole today.
We could, but it's an interesting topic for sure.
Yeah, it really is. Like, and how are you guys working on these steep inclines? Like, are you rigging yourselves up to something that will allow you to come back up the hill? Or are you building from the top down so you can use the stairs to get out?
Yeah, top down. Most environments are, so the angle of repose, which is where the hill wants to hold itself, especially in sandy soil without vegetation, is like 32, 33 degrees. And so at that stable angle, it's stable. It's
not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's soft enough to work on. Now, in some of these really steep environments, we have had to rope ourselves in on some different installations. But yeah, top down.
Okay, you just said something that I want to ask you a question. Is you're working in 40 different jurisdictions?
Yep.
So does that mean you have to have 40 business licenses to be able to work in all those jurisdictions?
No, as long as when we're in the state of Michigan, how we're set up, no, we need the same one we're good with one.
Oh, good for you.
Yep.
They're crooked in Washington State. Every city I work in, I have to have a business license for that city.
Seriously, at $75 to $250 a piece. Oh my gosh, that's
and
crazy.
I work and I'm a small deck builder. I build 10, 20 decks a year.
Yeah,
and I'm in 20 different cities.
Oh yeah,
that's like $10,000-$15,000 worth of business licenses.
Oh, for sure. That's crazy.
Isn't that stupid?
What's the state where you don't need a builder's license? Isn't there one left?
Not around here. I think Illinois. I was talking to Kyle from RR Buildings, and I don't think they get permits for their pole barns.
Yeah. No, I think you don't need. I think.
Are you kidding me? You're building these massive structures that are high, that are succumb to high winds, and you don't even need a building permit for it.
That's crazy.
All right, good on you, man.
Right.
Good thing he's doing them right.
Right. I've heard that some area. I think the state I'm thinking of, as long as you have I think if you need a stamp engineered plan still, and then they put the liability on the engineering, and then as long as they have that, they're good.
Yeah, man. I feel for some of these engineers, because there's some, you can be a good builder and you can follow the engineering, but there still can be a failure.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Sooner or later.
Totally.
All right, back to the story here.
Yeah.
So now your brother into the business now, and what's he do? Is he a field worker? Is he a lead man, or is he running the business? Like, are you running the business?
Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier about kind of how we have a strong relationship and complement each other. Clayton is super gifted with hands-on operations, craft. And so I'm a little bit more on the opposite side of relationship building, sales, experience of, with individuals. And so, in business management. And so we've both kind of created a good puzzle piece of fitting together and how we run the business like that. And so we kind of naturally started to divide into him running the projects and me running the business. Well,
because you had a degree in it.
Exactly. Yep.
And he was in college and decided, you know what? I just want to work with you.
Totally.
Bro.
Yeah, right.
Bros, I won't say it. I was going to say it, but Calvin would have to edit it. So
edit that one out.
Yeah. But anyway, so like literally brothers.
Yep.
And you guys kind of remind me of twin brothers construction a little bit, except you're not twins. You're 2 years apart, but similar energy, similar. And I had both of those guys on. They were hilarious. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out.
Sure.
But okay, so how far? Well, I mean, dude, you're building the hardest part of a deck all the time.
Totally.
On a hill.
Yeah, right.
Like, you probably the first deck you guys probably did where you're like, holy crap,
This is
we're
awesome.
making more money. We're making more money, and we don't have to be on a hill.
Right, right.
Screw the lake access. I just want to build decks on a house.
Sure. No, there definitely was a component of that with, yeah, like you said, building the hardest part of a deck for sure.
So how did you fall into going up the hill?
Yeah.
You said you started at the lake, you went up the hill.
Right.
Then what?
Right. So I would say, you know, as we did that, and what we were super blessed with initially when we were saving those houses was building a really large client base along the lakeshore of western and northern Michigan. And so during that time, a lot of these homeowners it's a second, third, fourth home. They're usually from out of state, and so like I think having a high level client experience and really prioritizing building a strong relationship with who they were working with was really advantageous to them, especially for, hey, once that trust is built, I want you to keep being here. I want you to keep helping me in other ways that I need. And so it kind of naturally transitioned into, hey, we need to rebuild the bluff and we need to rebuild how we get back down to the beach again so we can enjoy the beach. And so after a while, we really knew we gained a ton of knowledge in Lake Michigan and the environments that we were working in, custom construction and custom landscaping with a lot of the rebuilding we were doing.
Okay.
That's where we kind of knew what skills we had.
Do you guys have like a landscape architect? Because I've learned in some of the builds I've done on lakefronts that you have to have, like you said, native vegetation. And if you don't know what's native to the area, you got to hire a professional. I've had to pay $2,500 for a planting plan from a licensed plant person.
Yeah, 100%. And so a lot of Lake Michigan is native American dune grass, which it's pretty much all that. And so a lot of times we've done a lot of our own dune grass installations. And for a while there, we're one of the bigger names in dune grass locally just because there wasn't a lot of people in it. And so kind of as we've continued to transition, we don't do as much of it anymore. But naturally we've, obviously evolved into something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about like the first time you got the opportunity to build somebody's deck.
Yeah.
Is that where this went to next?
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
all right.
Trying to think back to what was that first one? I would say, a lot of our first decks were treated decks and a lot of them were decks attached to our beach access. And so, like you said, as we kind of moved up, once we did multiple on our beach accesses, it kind of just made sense that, oh yeah, we can also do it off your house if we need to. And so once we got into that, a lot of people within our team were excited about those future opportunities of doing those types of projects as well. And so it kind of just naturally happened. But I think, obviously that first one, we learned a lot, leaned into mentorship around us from local custom builders and other people in the area that knew more about that than we did. And so we obviously knew we could be a good team and we could get go from start to finish on something, but wanted to learn as much as we could from the people around us.
So you're like, let's see, you're probably in the 2022, 2023, 2022-ish. You're doing, so now you go from stairs and beach access to decking some decks at the top of the stairs so they have a place to like hang out and enjoy before they go down to the lake, which totally makes sense. I get it.
Totally.
I could see that. I could visualize that. And then you start getting into the house, building decks onto houses.
Yeah.
And timeline wise,
probably that 2022, 2023 timeframe.
And you're probably 24 years old?
Yeah, 24. 24 turning 25 range. And that was actually 2023 is when me and my wife got married too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
All right. So your brother's like, is he like the team leader on the crew or something like that, and how is the business size?
Yeah.
The scope of the business at this point? How many employees did you have when you were doing the top level decks before the staircase, before you started getting into homes? Versus like, where are you at right now currently?
Yeah. So we started as 4. It was me, Clayton, and 2 other people that were with us. We started as a team of 4 doing the sandbags. After about, I would say, maybe 9 months of doing that, as we were kind of getting some steam, we had, too many opportunities, and we actually started a second crew. And so I actually then led a crew, but then shortly stepped out and was doing more of the business management. So we probably were more towards the 5, 6 employees range. Once we started doing restoration, rebuilding bluffs, and then doing custom stair access, we got to that like 8, 9 employee range. Kind of jumping from 2 to 3 crews, and then as we continue to grow from there, obviously to where we are now, more in the luxury outdoor living side, we have a team of 20.
Wow. So you kind of, in 4 years, you guys have made quite a jump.
Totally. And I think, truthfully, a lot of what we learned in the road to where we are now, I think, was us, unique story we have of the things we've learned and the things we've done really have set us up uniquely for the, I guess, what you would call luxury outdoor living backyard transformation business we are now on these Lake Michigan environments. We also, work in inland scenarios too, whether it's on a lake or river, and even just in backyards as well too. But definitely specialized towards those Lake Michigan properties.
Roger that. I kind of like your theory of luxury outdoor living. I guess that's what I've been doing for quite a while and didn't really categorize it as such.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. It's
That's awesome.
yeah. And so what, the inspiration we've really learned from you and have enjoyed following along in is just the quality and intentionality into a project like the projects you do. And it's more than just building a deck. It's building the space where people make their best memories and spend the time with their family and everything on those lines. Yeah.
100%. Cool. Okay. So for the last, I guess that leaves us at the last 4-year mark.
Yeah.
So then you're strictly running the business side of the business, which is good that somebody's there to do that, especially as you get more and more employees.
Totally.
And then your brother's running. What does he do now? Is he in charge of all the crews?
Yeah, so I'll give you a brief glimpse of our organizational structure. So back as we got into that, I'll zoom back 2022 mark. My brother-in-law was in different. He actually same age as me, but financial related degree from where he was going to school. So he actually jumped on and started in the business, kind of being a little bit of a partner to me and kind of I would say catch all of marketing, financial management, and different sort of small HR tasks, those types of things, just more running the business while I was focusing on sales interactions, new networking opportunities and partnership relationships. And so from there, Clayton was still running a crew. Marcus, who you met at the show too, he's our project engineer and estimator now. He was very involved in the business at that time on job sites. And Chandler, who you met as well, is actually our sales manager now and runs our sales team. All those people were involved in the business from the get-go. And what was cool is, initially when we started the business, we kind of carried ourselves a little bit top heavy and a little bit of extra overhead on the actual running of the business. But what we did is we shaped a vision, a culture, and a brand that people wanted to be a part of. And that's truthfully where building life to its full potential is our purpose statement. And that's where a lot of that started, showing people that we could really turn this into something different. And so we've really built this unique culture about helping people build their life to their full potential in their career, their families, their faith, and all aspects of their life. And so now we pretty much are set up as, I'm kind of CEO and then also sales. My brother is COO and operations management. Nate is in finance management. That's my brother-in-law. Marcus is our project engineer and estimator, does all our takeoffs and works in between operations and the sales team. David, he is our client experience manager and admin. And then from there, we have about 4 or 5 field teams with all different lead carpenters and crew leads. So I know that was probably a long-winded answer, but hopefully that...
No. All good, because I know there's other guys that are going to hear this that are totally interested in how this works.
Yeah.
How it plays out, how it breaks down. Because when you have that many different titles in your company, they all got to make a buck, so it all has to work financially. And I'm kind of going through it in my head. It's like, okay, he's getting this much percent of this job and you're getting that much percent of the job. So it's like, man, how does it all break down to the end where, you make sure everybody's making their income and you guys are still a profitable business.
Totally.
Is there a certain percentage on a job that you guys try to clear and again, I don't want to get too deep into the numbers, but I'm just curious, Do you have like an indicator or something like that where you try to clear a certain profit margin or something like that, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I would say we put a lot of time and intentionality into building the structure that works for us. And honestly, I'll throw this out here for anybody in any sort of area in their business or where they're going, listening to this. If they ever want to talk to me specifically about any of that structure or organization of growing your business to the next level, I'm always open to that.
Wow.
Probably keep that a little bit more one-to-one if you're okay with that. But
Yeah.
I'm happy to always do that.
Cool. No, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're still involved in the sales of the decks?
Yeah. So at this time, I've always enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed the relationship building aspect and helping people see a vision and of what they could do to their property. So I am very involved on the sales side, working on bringing in additional salesmen as we head through the rest of this year. And we're excited about that.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Yeah. Sounds like and do you have one designer or several or what?
Yeah, so we actually, about 8 months ago, we actually hired on an external full design company of about 55 people.
Wow.
I'll throw kind of a plug out here too, if that's okay. It's called Your Haven Design. Really awesome company, really cool vision, really cool values that they carry. And they've been able to be an extension of our team from start to finish as it relates to designing full outdoor transformations and then also delivering 2D plans for our team and execution. And it's really changed the course of our business substantially.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Totally. And typically when we're doing decks in our designs, we're like, throw in, something Dr. Dex did on the inlay or like that.
Sure. Yeah. There's a few hot shots coming up and coming that are, that are giving out a lot of good inspiration. Some of the stuff I'm seeing nowadays, though, I'm like, is that going to last? Are you doing this like for longevity, or are you doing it for views?
Totally. Yeah.
That's
fair.
Yeah, it is. I think it is fair because I'm like, man, in Europe some of these guys are up north in the cold, like what you're dealing with, and it's negative, whatever, in the teens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's a really aggressive floor pattern, and how well is that going to do? And everybody, oh yeah, well it's been 3 years and it's hold together. I've proven you wrong. I'm like, oh,
okay,
3 years, huh?
Right.
Wow, it's barely off gassed. I mean,
yeah.
It's going to take a minute to see some of the decisions I've made through my career. I've been in business for 35 years. Some of the decisions I've made took 20 years to figure out.
Totally.
Of my own work.
Right.
And I've gone back and rebuilt my own decks.
Crazy.
and said, man, before you guys were born, it's crazy. Wow. And so it's kind of interesting to see like how aggressive are people going to get for that visual moment in time, that for the views or for the likes or for whatever, and how long is that really going to last? It'll be interesting to see. I've done some risky stuff too, definitely in my career, but sometimes that's what gets you the first place trophy as well. But you got to make sure it's going to stick together, and you're not going to be back there in a couple years fixing it.
Absolutely.
Nope. Nobody ever likes to share that information.
That doesn't usually get posted.
So you guys are doing a home show right now?
Yeah. So we're members of the local HBA here in Holland, and we're happy to support and be there. And it's just great to be able to see people and kind of hang out for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
Yeah.
And you left that early so you could have this podcast with us?
Absolutely. Yes.
Wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You got somebody else holding down the fort?
Yep. Chandler and David are over there. So they're
okay.
down.
All right.
Absolutely.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, they're holding it down. It was a little slow at midday on a Friday, but I think it's probably picking up right now. So
cool.
Our virtual reality is a part of our design experience where our clients can walk through their backyard and see it before it's built. And so we have that at the show where people can put on and walk through a backyard, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I saw you showing those glasses on your stories.
Yeah.
So what software are you using to run that?
Yeah, so our design team renders in a software called D5 where they can actually render VR. And so the quality is really amazing. And yeah, it's definitely a nice tool to have. We just moved to our new headquarters and have our first showroom. So allowing our clients to be able to walk through and use that experience.
So what was that like? What's that like? Deciding that you want to have a showroom and the decision process on that.
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
Yeah, I think as soon as when we really made that shift into where we are now, relating to custom decks, custom stairs, custom patios, and really all outdoor living features, pergolas, fire pits, outdoor kitchens, and wanting to really center around that outdoor living experience, I feel like for the level of intentionality we have around our quality and our craft and our experience for our clients, we wanted to really give them that level of comfort in the decision making process when they're making that large of an investment on the selections, the looks, the feels, and really being able to, not just see it through VR, but actually be able to touch it and walk on it as well.
Cool.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
So how big is it?
Yeah, so we have it's probably like a 20 by 30 room off of our office that will be more selections and touches and feels of samples with a presentation area. And then we're actually kind of expanding into the outside of our facility where we're going to have some decks, some patios, and some outdoor features, which we're excited about.
That's awesome. Place for the crew to go have lunch.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So
that's love. I like that. Yeah.
That'll be pretty cool. We'll have to, if we do a line on you coming out here, we'll have to do a couple of bends and some of those features, which would be.
Oh yeah, man. We'll tear it up. It'll be awesome.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Okay, so what's your most popular decking product that you guys use?
Yeah, we're Timber Tech at heart, and PVC vintage collection can't beat it.
Yeah,
pretty much
hard
use
to
it on
beat.
everything.
Yeah, I know it's hard to get away from too once you start using it.
Oh my gosh,
I love Cortex.
Yeah, absolutely. Our guys do too, and so do our clients. The look and feel is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And, even though people are like, oh, I can still see those plugs. I'm like, well, when you're standing up on it, you don't. You're from 5 feet up or where your eyeballs are, it's like it kind of goes away unless you really know what you're looking for.
Right.
But if you're just walking across the deck, you're not tripping on any of that stuff.
Oh, for sure.
It just looks really nice.
No, such a clean look and finish.
What type of railings are you guys promoting right now?
Yeah, so we've done a lot of IRX. We've been also,
which is that's Fortress,
Timber Tech.
Oh, it's Timber Tech IRX.
IRX aluminum system. A lot of our clients are requesting horizontal cable on a lot of what we're building for view enhancement. We do a little bit of glass too, but more often than not, we're using horizontal cable. We actually have done a little bit of custom railing as well too. We have a local fabricator that's been doing some custom railing for us as well.
Cool.
I would say interested in exploring View Rail a little bit more. We're starting to get to know them a little bit and just kind of understanding what options are truly out there.
That display at IBS.
That was insane.
Boom.
I mean, be top 5 at the show.
Dude, I was so late to my first engagement at the show because Kiki and I were walking by that and I just stopped. I'm like, holy smoke, look at this. And she was like, she got it, but not like I did. It hit me pretty good. Like, it hit me hard.
It was kind of
And I stopped. I was taking videos. I sent them to Andrew Panelides from Regal Ideas because I wanted to show him what this company was doing with the two stories of, it was just, wow.
Yeah.
Blew me away.
It was.
And then to go in and talk to the guys, and it's funny because when I walk in there, they knew exactly who I was, and I didn't know any of these people. I've never met them before, but I was like, man, I just really love this display. I know a lot of it's interior, but I don't care, man. This is amazing.
So cool.
It was so cool. It was that for me. I think that was my favorite booth at IBS.
I would agree, and probably my second was the structure booth.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, that was like, hey, if you got millions and you don't give a crap, then you should be in this booth buying these glass fold-away doors.
Yeah, seriously.
Because I'm like, are you kidding me? I just gave a price this morning on a structure. And again, want to talk about pricing. And I also have a beef that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So remind me about the beef, okay? But we're not going to talk about it here. But the structure, like they're really marketing a top-end product.
For sure.
And I put a price out on a structure. And I was like, I calc the numbers. I'm like, that's just too much money. I don't even care if that's what I'm supposed to charge. Nobody's going to pay this much for it. So I dropped the price just because I felt guilty.
Right.
And I still don't think I got it.
Wow.
But I was like, well, at least it's a more fair price than what I was going to charge.
Totally.
But are you guys doing a lot of louvered canopies?
We're starting to do more. We have dabbled more in the Cabana X line. That's a little
Hmm.
more accessible, but we are becoming a local sub dealer of structure as well. So we're
Okay,
working through that, but we're excited
good.
about it.
Yeah, where I live, I couldn't justify putting up one of those without a gutter.
Totally
Just can't do it.
right.
Like,
With how much
no.
precipitation? Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have one. I just took a video of my deck the other day and sent it to TimberTech. And I'm like, hey, I got a Trex deck. I've got an Equinox canopy and a bunch of acrylic canopies, right? And I'm like, I think I want to change it all. I want to do all 3 structures, all black,
Right.
all dark hickory, brand new outdoor kitchen. And we'll talk a little bit about outdoor kitchens as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be doing an entire real RTA,
Okay.
ready to assemble outdoor kitchens. And I'm going all in, dude. I'm doing a barbecue, a Komodo, a smoker, a burner, a turkey burner, a refrigerator, a sink,
At your house?
and at my house.
Oh wow.
But to do all that, I got to tear the deck apart. So now I'm thinking about tearing the entire deck, 2,500 square feet. I'm going to tear the whole deck down and start all over, all covers. I mean,
Oh man.
I probably have $100,000 in my deck, and I think I'm going to tear it all apart, and start over.
Oh my gosh. You
I know.
got a good excuse to do something crazy then.
I really do. And we just painted our house black a couple years ago.
Oh nice.
So I really want to theme this baby out to like match the house.
Wow.
And
That'd be
I don't know. We're going to see. You're the first person I've told.
okay.
I haven't even told my son yet, and he's sitting right here.
Right.
He knows about the barbecue or the
Right.
kitchen, the outdoor kitchen, but because we're going to be doing a bunch of YouTube stuff on that.
Oh,
But
sweet.
do you have a company that you use for your outdoor kitchens?
You know what? We've done a lot. We stick to more of the custom side. Any sort of like drop-ins we don't do. So we actually have used a lot of hardscape material and also
Okay.
done our own drop-in units. Pizza ovens and grills as well too. On actually fire-rated treated material, and then also wrapping them in like evolved stone or even sometimes TimberTech material too.
Yeah, I've done that as well. The timber, I mean, it's Class A, so what the heck, right?
Yeah, right.
So what is there a brand of appliance that you prefer?
It was I'm trying to think of oh shoot.
I know it's a lot.
No, you're good. I'm trying to remember it's the barbecue guys website we usually have ordered off of. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You tell me.
Can't remember. Also barbecue guys. Yeah, it's been a good
Barbecue guys.
Barbecue guys. We've ordered.
I'm gonna hook you up with somebody you guys might consider. This might be a good fit for. They actually do some really nice appliances, and you'll learn more as I do, and you can let me be the guinea pig. But then if you want, you come up to Seattle and I'll give you an apron and you can go to town.
Wow, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it would.
That's
It would,
really
because
cool.
I think sometimes to really sell something, you have to use it
Totally.
yourself. And you just can't say, "Oh, this is really nice. Here's a Viking or a Sub-Zero or whatever." Like you got to use it, and then you can really refer.
Before you can represent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mason, guess what?
What?
We're out of time, bro.
That's awesome. This has been that went by fast. This has been awesome.
It's too fast. Like, we barely got through it, but we got more to talk about in our bonus episode on our Patreon. But if you guys like this and you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell icon. And Mason, Kuipers?
Kuipers.
Kuipers.
What'd you say the first time? I liked the first one.
Coupier. I thought it maybe was French or something like that. It's like Coupier. Coupier. Oui, oui. But it's Kuipers. Okay, I can remember that because, like, no offense, but like when you kipe something, you're stealing it, kipe.
Yeah.
But that was slang I used to use in high school. Man, you kipe my pencil. But Mason, thank you so much for your time and your energy, and thank you for sharing with our listeners a little bit about your backstory and about your company. Now, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, like you were saying, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, I would say shoot me an email. Do you want me to say it quick, or do you gonna drop it? Okay.
Yep. Nope. Say it.
It's my first initial. So M Kuipers, Kuip as in Paul, ERS at lakeshorecustoms.com. All right. Shoot me an email anytime.
And also, you can go to Lakeshore Customs on Instagram.
Yeah.
and see them on there. And if they're DMing you there, who are they getting to?
There's a handful of people, but I monitor it pretty closely, so I'll be able to respond to that as well.
All right. Well, they'll get them to you.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mason. All right, stick around, guys. We're gonna head straight into Patreon, but thanks for watching and have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks.